All right, we are here with the head coach of the Kilgore Bulldogs, Clint Fuller. Coach, how we doing this morning?
Doing great. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. Another great week of football is upon us. And before we get to this Friday's game, let's talk a little bit about what you've done already in district play. Obviously, 6-1 overall, 3-0 in district. And the game that we were at a couple weeks ago against Henderson, the defense didn't even allow an offensive touchdown. So, been playing some good ball here lately. What have you seen from your team in district play that you've liked?
Well, we've played really tough physical football on both sides of the ball. Done a good job running the football. Done a good job stopping the run defensively, and that's where we want to start on both sides of the ball. We played a tough stretch. From the beginning of district with Pine Tree all the way up to last week with Chapel Hill, and every week our kids have been prepared. They played disciplined football, and we've got off to a great start in district play.
You mentioned that great start in district play. It's a tough district top to bottom. So, how important is it to get off to that 3-0 start?
It's really important. You want to going coming in out of non-district. You want to get that first win. We had some momentum going into district play, and we wanted to keep that momentum going. And it's been a fight every Friday night with just the way our schedule lined up. Our kids have handled it really well, and we got to try to keep it going this Friday night.
I want to talk about the defense because, like I said earlier, when we were there a couple of weeks ago for the Henderson game, no offensive points and then just 7 points to Pine Tree and 7 points to Chapel Hill. What makes this defense so special?
Well, they play as a unit. We've done a really good job up front. Our secondary has played well, but more than anything, they play together. They understand the game plan. They execute what we ask them to execute, and they've done a really good job just playing team defense, flying to the football, getting after the quarterback, stopping the run, and playing good in the pass game.
When I talk about Kilgore, I always say that, y'all can win any game that you need to. If you need to score a lot of points, you can put up some points. You need to play a defensive battle, you can play a defensive battle. Do you kind of feel that way about your team too, that you can adapt and win games however you need to?
I think that's a really critical point. Great football teams can win games in a lot of different ways. That when they need to outscore somebody, they can. When they need to play great defense and control the clock offensively, they can. And I think that we've been able to do that this year. I'm not ready to say we're a great football team yet, but if we continue to do the things that we've been doing over the course of this season, getting better every week and being able to win games in different ways. Uh, I think we got a chance to continue to grow and become a really good football team.
Before we talk specifically about this Friday's game, Lindale and Kilgore for the past 5 years have played a lot of football, and there's been a lot of competitive games in that time. What do you think makes the Lindale and Kilgore game such a competitive game each year?
Well, we have a ton of respect for Coach Cochran and the Lindale program, and we think we're a pretty good program too. So when you have two good programs match up, it's going to be a dogfight, and they're similar to us in a lot of ways. They play physical football, very disciplined football team, and so when we line up, we know it's going to be who can control the line of scrimmage, who's going to play the hardest, and then who plays mistake free football. And the team that does that is typically the team that's going to win the game.
What have you seen on film this week when you've been doing your study? What have you seen on film from Lindale that makes them a quality football team this year that has them undefeated right now?
Well, just like I said, they're very disciplined. They don't shoot themselves in the foot. They're a very physical football team on both sides of the ball. Um, they don't make a ton of mistakes. And schematically with Lindale, they're always a challenge. They do a great job on both sides of the ball. They're going to put pressure on you offensively with different looks up front and different coverages in the secondary. Keep your offensive line and your quarterback guessing, and then offensively they really stress your defense because they can run the ball so well and they make you defend the field from sideline to sideline, deep to short, with the run game and the pass game off of it. So they're a challenge for sure.
And I know that the kids, you and the kids both can feel it on the field with the community support. So how important is that support to go to Lindale Friday for this big of a game?
I mean, our community is so awesome. The way they support our kids and the way they show up every Friday night. Last week we were on fall break, had a big game against Chapel Hill, and I'll be honest, I was kind of wondering what our stands would look like, and I looked up, always kind of scanned the stands during the national anthem, and it was a packed house. And people could in our community could have been gone. It was a long break for our kids and a long weekend. Forgot for people to get out of town, but they were there, and they're there every Friday night, whether we're at home or away. And our kids feel that support and that energy, and they feed off of it.
One last thing I want to ask you, that I'll let you get out of here. I know you mentioned that you said that the team is still building, trying to get to where you want them to be right now. What do you think the team needs to improve on to get to that level that you want them at?
Our consistency. We've played well, and but there's always room to grow with our consistency and execution. There's some areas on offense where we need to take a couple steps, and then also the same thing defensively. We feel like we have a pretty good idea where our team's strengths are, and it's just about fine tuning some of those things and improving them as much as we can to get our team into the best possible position that they can be in.
All right, Coach. Well, we're looking forward to this Friday night. It should be a really good game. Best of luck to you and the Bulldogs, and we'll talk to you then.
All right, thank you, sir.